CSGORoll has rug pulled again. Who hasn't seen that coming? What has CSGORoll done is basically nerfing the dailies by 95%. Ladies and gentlemen, you hear me right. They have nerfed it by 95%. It's not 5, it's not 10%, it's not 50%, but 95%. And this has drastically affected all the players. One thing I dislike about CSGORoll is that they don't value their customers, or at least they think they are the top of the top. So if you do not know about Valve, basically they act pretty much the same. They do not give any warnings before any update happens. It's a straight rollout. Previously there is a thing called the daily case nerf, which is about like 20%. There is no warning signs to it. And then there is this thing called zones. They came out, they roll it out without any prior warning, and this time round is the same. They roll out this thing called the rank up system, which they do not give any warning signs as well. They believe that they are Valve actually. If you take a look into CSGORoll's TNC and you search monetary, and they say that over here, you acknowledge and agree that CS2 skins have no monetary value. Roll coins have no monetary value and are non-transferable. So as you can see from this sentence, it's pretty much the same as how they acted as if they are the Valve company that declares that these CS2 skins have no value, as well as declaring that roll coins have no value so that they can operate their casinos without abiding some kind of restrictions or laws. So this is one of the things that CSGORoll doesn't have. They do not have any geobox. So if you are from any countries, you can or you will most probably be able to access CSGORoll. Unlike some of these gambling license companies like Stake, you cannot access Stake if you just type stake.com in the US, and there are a few more other legitimate companies that don't allow that to happen. So this is one of the things that I don't like about CSGORoll. But today's topic is not about whether I like or don't like CSGORoll. It's more about the update itself. So what is the update? Basically, if you go to blog.csgoroll.com, you will see the very first post. They talk about fresh homepage, new rewards, crypto redemption and stuff. Crypto redemption, I thought they said that their roll coins have no value. Oh yeah, by the way, they have introduced a new thing called chips. So right now you are able to deposit crypto and it will become the so-called chips currency, and you can withdraw chips through crypto redemption, which is kind of odd because most of us holds roll coins. We don't hold any chip coins. So this is something new and something that I am very confused of. If you go to the homepage, you will see there's a thing called chips, and you can redeem the chips through crypto redemption, which kind of confused me. Are they going to be finally regulated? Are they trying to become a gambling company now? There's a lot of question marks out here. But let's read some of the things that they have mentioned. So let's search crypto redemption, and let's see what they have talked about crypto. So basically, in the crypto redemption, you can now redeem your chips directly into cryptocurrency whenever you want. So basically, you can top up using crypto and spend like a regular CSGORoll coin, whereas it's for gameplay, CS2 skin purchase, or any other features. So basically, gambling. You can basically deposit crypto and it becomes chips now, and you can gamble through their website, and you can withdraw crypto through the platform itself. But I thought that they said that roll coins doesn't have any monetary value, so that's a bit confusing. Besides this confusing thing about crypto redemption, they've also introduced a thing called the ranking system. So what this ranking system means is basically whatever levels you had previously, you are able to convert your levels, or so-called your dailies, into ranks. And these rank features, it's really confusing. If you are level 70 like myself, you will most likely be in the Lieutenant. If you are under level 70, you will be in Sergeant Major, basically the Sergeant ranks. If you are over the level of 70, probably you will be Captain and above. So this is pretty much the platform that they are currently operating. And this ranking system is really confusing if you were to ask me. There is a lot of things that isn't spoken well. Basically, what this ranking system does, or this whole ranking system feature, is that you can now redeem gold, bronze, and silver cases. Whenever you reach a certain rank, you will be given this thing called the keys. So every tier that you have achieved, let's say you went from private 1 to private 2, you will receive 180 keys, and you can use these 180 keys to open cases. This might sound pretty cool, like we have 180 cases or 180 keys. It is really deceiving, because if you go to the account session and if you were to go to free, so you will see this thing called the available opens, and you will see this thing called the daily attempts. So every day you have one attempt to open a certain case, and the cooldown is about as you can see, it's about 5 hours. So it's no longer called dailies anymore, not really dailies, but now it's more like hourlies. Like every 6 hours you can redeem a case, so it's no longer called dailies. So this is definitely has to update. So this daily case is pretty interesting. Why I say this is that basically you have 3 type of different cases. You have high, you have medium, you have low case. And high case is basically your previous dailies that you have opened. So previously you have been opening high cases. If you were to add your level 1 all the way to your current level, that is your daily case for your high case. This is your dailies, your previous dailies. This will be your dailies divided by 2, and this will be your dailies divided by 6. So it's a bit confusing, but this basically gives an illusion for people that think that, hey, I can open daily cases, I have 180 keys, does it mean that I can open 180 times? But in reality, you don't, because the calculation is here. Previously, one dailies cost about 6 keys, right? Every daily costs about 6 keys. They say they give you 180 keys, but in fact, it is just 180 divided by 6. So if we do the math here, 180 divided by 6, you are only getting 30 dailies. So 30 dailies of opening, and it will cost you a certain level or certain threshold for you to earn it. These 30 dailies, I would say, is very unfair, because previously you can open unlimited dailies as long as the site is still alive, right? You can open every day, 3 years, 10 years, or whatever, you know. They always have this mindset. But now you can only open 30 days, and after 30 days, you can no longer open cases. So what do you do after 30 days? You are given a choice that you can basically lockpick this daily freeze. You have 5% to lockpick this high case. You have 15% chance to unlock this medium case, and you have like 30% to unlock this low case. Basically, it sounds that it makes you sound that you are getting the odds, but actually you aren't. This just means that previously you can open dailies for free. Now you are only given 5% chance to open dailies for free. What does this mean? It means that all dailies have been nerfed by 95%. So this is pretty horrible if you were to ask me, because it's not 50%, it's not 5%, it's literally 95% nerf, which is kind of crazy. Just imagine how much money have these older players have been spending here. You know, they thought that dailies cases are an investment, so they have, you know, stacked up dailies, and they have been gambling on the side. So I mean, this really is a Ponzi scheme, if you were to ask me, because if everyone were to claim dailies every single day, you know, just wrecking the house, positive EV, the house is just gonna lose in the long term. I mean, I have said this pretty much in my video. If you were to search on YouTube and you were to search execute, or you can just see my channel, I have mentioned this alongside in the video called the protest between PGL Major Copenhagen, and I have mentioned some of the things that the Ponzi schemes of what they do, you know, hype drop and stuff. So basically what they did to hype drop is that they tried to close hype drop site right when everyone had their levels, because they don't want to lose any money, so they are planning to shut the site down. I'm not sure how or where is hype drop now, but basically in the video it's been talking about hype drop and CSGORoll, and we've been talking about how CSGORoll is trying to use these ways to basically open this Ponzi scheme for people to join, and basically once the money has secured, the bag or the bubble has been filled up, you know, they have collected their profits, it's gonna burst. So this is happening right now. As you can see, the nerf, 95% nerf, but we'll get back to that later. So let's just watch what CoffeeZilla said. He have also made a video on that, so let's just hear what CoffeeZilla have said in the video, which I have basically covered.
It's just gambling with physical items. But the real secret sauce of this website was a loyalty program called the daily cases, where the more you spent, the higher level you got, the more you'd get these daily cases, which essentially were free money. Every single day you could go on their website and open these daily cases, and theoretically you'd get free stuff, free money, which, if that sounds unsustainable, it is. It was all part of a scheme, it turns out, to make the Danish government believe that hype drop was not actually gambling. I received a letter hype drop gave to the Danish regulator, arguing players could not lose money on their site because over time, the daily cases paid back all the losses over.
So basically this part wise, very simple. It means that in a period of 3 years time, they will get back their house age. So how this works is very simple. Basically, if you were to, let's say, wager, let me just bring out a calculator, right? If you were to wager 100 grand in this website, technically every website, they have some kind of house age, meaning that every dollar that you gamble, right, there is some kind of age towards you that the house always wins. So the house age for this CSGORoll or hype drop, this house age is 5%. So every $100,000 you gamble, you will only get back 95%. So you lose $5,000 for every $100,000 you gambled. So let's just do the math. 100k multiplied by 5%, that is about $5,000. And what this so-called the guaranteed profit that they are trying to overview or trying to put in our mind is that, hey, this house age you can make back because we are providing 0.1% of whatever house age that is in the site, and we'll return it back to you through the daily cases. So this means that every $5,000, this is the house age that they have made from you, and now this $5,000 have been converted to daily cases, and at a rate of 0.1%. So every time you open a case, you basically make 0.1% of the house age. So if you use $5,000 multiplied by 0.1%, you're basically getting $5 every single day. You know, if you have gambled $100,000, you will get $5 back every single day. And as long as you've been in the site for 3 years, which is about 1,000 days, you will basically make back your house age. Basically, you will have positive EV. That's what they say. And if the site continues to function, you know, after 3 years, which is about 1,000 days, right? So if you do the math here, 5 times 3,000, you know, basically you are in profit because the site has been in function for 1,000 days. And if the site continues to, you know, operating, let's just say that it continued to operate for another 3 years, so that is $10,000. So if you have wagered 100 grand, you will profit $5,000, because the site have been operating for this long and you have been a loyalty member, so you deserve the reward that they provide. But however, what this means is that before the 3 years mark gap have reached, HypeDrop have declared that they will be shutting down. So this is technically rug pulling the users, so to say. And let's just continue here what CoffeeZilla has to say.
For roughly 3 years. This is one of those loopholes we talked about where they're going to argue they're not actually gambling because you can't lose. Now, of course, I asked HypeDrop about this, and initially they denied ever sending this letter. Eventually, I showed them that I had their document, and they finally confessed, saying they did do it on one occasion, but denied trying to pass it off as an investment. They then quickly scurry away saying, "This is our last comment." I bet it is, because they got caught making bad faith arguments to the Danish government. This type of loophole is why in their promotional material, HypeDrop said things like, "Yes, you'll always make at least your money back," and quote, "We offer return on what you invest through our daily reward system," and quote, "It's a win-win situation every time." Now, it only takes a few moments to realize that offering jackpots and money back to losers isn't gonna work. It has to be a scam, which is why many people like Monarch called this thing an unsustainable Ponzi scheme. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but he's right.
So basically there is another owner which is called Monarch, also known as Aussie Catola. I think if you search in X, you definitely see him everywhere. Let's just search his name, Aussie Catola, also known as Monarch. Basically, recently he have talked about this scam, right? So after 2 years of loudly warning everyone about this, the CSGORoll Ponzi has finally collapsed. The biggest scam in the history of CSGO. So he did call out that, and how I know Monarch is basically he has been talking this story since the very beginning. He's talking about how he has been a partner with this guy called Killian, and both of them have been having a business together. They have built something together, and few years later, some kind of argument happened, and basically he got kicked out of the company, just like how Facebook did, and basically from then on he tried to build his own empire, and he came upon this way of using CS2 skins as monetary exchange for his gambling site, and he has grown from CSGO Empire to the kingdom that he has now. So the story is pretty interesting if you were to be able to see the video I have made. So I have also made a video called The Story of Monarch, which it has gained quite a lot of attention. If you go to my popular video, you can see the first video is called The Story of Monarch, the owner of CSGO Empire. Basically, he has talked about the industry, the scams that he has cracked. A lot of videos actually I make is all about the story from his previous account, the Loba, the Anomaly, Sparkles, all these are players that have collaborated with CSGORoll or has pretty much give really bad odds to the users, such as Skin Club. The current things that they promote, like CS Monkey even, is even a scammy sites that just takes users 20% of their money. All these sites that they promote basically is a negative EV for any users. Any users would know that some of the good sites are, Empire is definitely one of them. I think that currently there's a thing called skins.com where you don't have any fees on marketing. Like the marketplace doesn't have any fees. You have Bath, which is about 4% fees. You have CS Float, which is about 4% fees. I mean, all these marketplaces are very crucial if you are trading, because this percentage can affect the outcome, the way you trade, and basically it affects the transactional behavior of whether you buy or sell skins. And if you are using a site that charges you 20% a negative EV, you will basically use 20% for every trade you do. So it is not really a good thing for users. Anyways, let's just get back to Monarch. Basically, this guy over here, I think he plays poker or something. I've been seeing his story through Twitter, and he's been talking about how CSGORoll scams their users, how the Ponzi scheme is about to burst, and the relaunch of CSGORoll. There's actually a relaunch of CSGORoll. I think it shuttered down in 2018 or something, and then it relaunched at 2020. So there is a lot of hiccups on why they did a relaunch. You know, what's the reason behind the relaunch? Is it because the bubble had bursted? Basically, he has mentioned a lot of stuff about it, and a lot of videos were influenced by him. So definitely check it out on these influencers.
On March 27th, 2024, Killian, the owner, announced that he was shutting down the site, effectively rug pulling his customers, who were all relying on these daily cases to make their losses back. This is part of what Monarch's paid goons were yelling about at the PGL majors. By removing their daily cases, Hypedrop, in my opinion, stole from their users and effectively revealed their legal loophole to be a lie.
Thinking of it like
time salary? But I thought surely after seeing that Hypedrop scammed people, he would cancel his sponsorship with the same company, like it's the sister casino CSGORoll, right? He has to stop that now that he's scammed his audience. He didn't cancel it, right? So let me ask you, does that mean you're no longer going to work with CSGORoll since they're run by the same people?
So what it means is basically he's talking about Hypedrop. Hypedrop is like the core reason why CSGORoll has to come to where we are today. Basically, it means that there is already a sign that if a parent company or a sister company has failed to do its due diligence and has scammed through a Ponzi scheme, usually whatever branches it's linked to, they should be aware that it's gonna burst as well. You know, like this is just common. You know, like if your parents is trash, you should be trash as well. You know, there's some kind of branch linked to it. So I would say, do be careful of what you interact and do your own research. Like I said, if Hypedrop has scammed its users through the Ponzi, most likely CSGORoll will do the same. If CSGORoll has done a Ponzi scheme, Hypedrop will probably do the same. So you just gotta do your own research and find out all these loopholes and to educate yourself through your research. So just get back to this skin thingy. So after we know that this actually is a nerf towards the daily cases, let's talk about some of the other features that they have. There is currently a skin faucet, which every time you claim is just 1 cent. I have no idea why this is even here. There is a rank up bonus. So basically what it does is every time you try to level up or rank up, you can get 30 dailies free instantly credited to your account. So that is basically your rank up bonus. There is also a thing called the ascent. So what this ascent does is quite interesting, at least to know. Basically, this features helps you to progress further in your CSGORoll journey. Basically, you are able to convert your current rank all the way back to private 1, which means that you restart everything, but in exchange you will get some kind of coins as well as some kind of points that you can use to redeem for skills upgrade. So for example, in my case, if I have like 100,000 coins wagered, right? So let's just say I have 100k wagered, I can get a rig back of 0.5%. So if I multiply by 0.5%, I should be getting $500 rig back. You can do this by doing some kind of calculation. So as you can see, I have about 1.2 million XP. So let's just do the math, 1227, and then we just because now the SP has changed as well. Previously whatever you wager, it gives you 400 XP for every coin you wager, and 720 XP for every coin you wager through case battles. And the reason why this happens, or this formula does, is basically you just have to think in a logical way. Case battle have a house edge of 9%. Like seriously, 9%. I'm not even kidding. Their case battle is this bad. So meaning in general, every 100 bets you do, you will basically lose everything. You cannot last even 100 bets. So this thing called the case battle is 9% house edge, and regular games like dicing is a 5% house edge. So basically, if you add these two up together, you can find out the formula of roughly why it's 400 XP for every coin you wager and 720 XP for every coin you wager on the 9% house edge case. So you can roughly do the math yourself. And now with this new system, basically every single coin you wager or every single dollar you wager, you will be basically getting 10 XP. So they have completely changed the formula of how XP works, which is fine, because I mean it's much easier to calculate. It's much easier to find out what's your level or how much you are worth. So they have made this system a change, and if you were to use this formula and to calculate how much rake back you should be getting, you just use your current XP divided by 10. That is your total wager in the site from start to end. And this 122k, you just have to multiply by the rake back, which is 0.5%. So you should be getting about, I should be getting about 613 coins. But why is it 63 coins? Why is it, instead of 0.5% rake back, why is it now 0.05% rake back? And the issue is very simple, because people have gathered dailies from the start to end, and they have gathered this kind of house edge towards the side that the house have lost about, I don't know, 7.5% to them, because it has been running for about 5 years now, or at least on CSGORoll. So this basically means that they have a lot more extra on their end, and they are unable to basically pay out everybody through this ascension system. So if you know about high level people, they have wagered like millions of tens of millions of dollars, right? So if you just take a simple or clear example, right? What if you have people that is like level 110, they have like $10 million wagered, and $10 million wagered is not a small sum, right? If you multiply by 0.5% for 10 million, that is $50,000. And if you have like 200 players that have the same thing, multiply by 200, they are not gonna pay out $10 million in crypto, because like they do not have enough funds for it to pay out. And throughout the years, they have sort of like encountered a loss, because they have been operating for 5 years now, and with this change, they are unable to adapt, they are unable to have the liquid crypto to pay out these people. So for now, they have set the rate back to 0.05% for now. I don't know what lies in the future, but whatever you see now, it should multiply by 10. So just wait and see the right time. I would definitely don't recommend to ascend now. And let's talk about the benefits of ascending. So basically, every time you ascend, you can get some crypto back, which is your 0.5% rake back, and you can get this kind of called the rank points. I don't know why this thing has been going for so long. This is just how complex the system is. So you can get these rank points that you can use these rank points for skills upgrade. So if you take a look at skills upgrade, you have this kind of skills such as like weekly rake back, gem boost, money rake back, ascension tokens boost, lockpick chance, race boost. I mean, it's pretty obvious that these two is basically, it means that every single month, if you upgraded this skill, you can get extra rig bags, I believe. So it depends on how much you have, put inside these skills. Gem boost is obviously pretty simple. Like CSGORoll, they have gem itself. You are able to get gems for every $2,000 you wager. You can get like 40 gems or something. Or 20 gems. I'm not too sure the numbers, but basically gems are your rig bag that is like a tiny fraction of it. You cannot even count by 2 fingers. It is that small. And you have like ascension boost, meaning that next time if you level up again, it is easier to get more ascension tokens that you can use for your levels. You have this kind of thing called the lockpick chance, where I have mentioned earlier on the lockpick percentage, but instead of what's happening previously, you can now use these lockpicks to increase your chance after you ascend. So after you become private 1, also called you reset your level, you can restart again, and this restart enables you to use the lockpick to basically open your dailies in the future. So I believe they said that the current daily is about 5%. If you max out this lockpick chance, you can go up to 15%. Basically, it's still a 95% nerf, but instead of 95% nerf, it's gonna be I don't know, 30%, a 70% nerf. I'm not too sure the numbers, but basically you have to restart your level. Basically, if you are level 90 previously, you are level 80 previously, you have to restart your skills in order for you to get this thing so-called the lockpick chance, in order for you to start from 0 again. This is basically the bubble have burst, the Ponzi bubble have burst, and now they want people to restart in terms of getting from level 0 onwards and basically build the bubble up again. This is basically their marketing strategy. It's pretty obvious. I don't know what's the issue of it. Is it because it's crypto dumping? They have lost money through crypto? Is it because of covert skins that they have lost money on because they have a lot of traders and traders have lost money, so they have lost money as well because they have been holding a lot of skins? Basically, that could be the reason as well. Yeah, for now I can only think of these 2 reasons, but basically they're unhappy about the current situation they are in. They have lost money through some kind of ways, or probably it could be an ownership swap. Probably that owner of CSGORoll have sold the company to somebody else, and he's trying to reoperate this bubble again. So that is why there is this kind of major change. I do not know, and I don't want to assume, so I just put it up to there. So that basically is the whole story of how this Ponzi have collapsed, and now people are panicking. Let's just see the research that I have done. I have been making polls in the community, and there is some kind of response, and let's just see what are the responses from the community of CSGORoll. Okay, so now this is basically what the CSGORoll community thinks. Obviously, as you can see, I am muted in CSGORoll because they find that I'm a bit of annoying or trying to cause some drama, which obviously I'm trying to hear what the community says. So the timer is about an hour. About a day, it is what it is. And let's just see some of the polls that I have made. So the first poll is gonna be, will you exchange your rank to increase lockpick chances? Meaning, will you ascend your rank to increase lockpick chances? And a bunch of people said yes, they would want infinite dailies and restart to level 0. They are willing to restart the bubble. 66% of them said that they would prefer the 5% dailies opening, which is like a 95% buff. They are willing to continue using CSGORoll, which is kind of interesting. The second pool is gonna be what they would do after 180 days, 180 keys. So also known as what would they do after they open 30 dailies. So the first 45% vote is that they will quit CSGORoll and never come back. These are the majority of people that said this. Come back with a 5% lockpick chance, which previously we have mentioned. continue playing to rank up, which is 20%. So we can roughly estimate CSGORoll customer drop is gonna be roughly about 80%. So 80% of the people is not gonna continue depositing. 20% will probably still be depositing in CSGORoll. So the next question: the future of CSGORoll from this update. 60% of people said awful, it's bad. 30% of them said they will see how first. They want to observe, continue observing whether there is a change in the future. Okay, the next poll: why are you in CSGORoll? This is like a major question on asking why they are here, basically. The first 62% of them said they are here to open dailies. 20% says that they are here to basically gamble. 20% is for just chatting, probably because they have lost their money. The next question is gonna be, what is the first thing to do when crypto withdrawal opens? Majority of people say that they will cash out their stuff and they will be out of CSGORoll. But actually, in fact, for chips to withdraw, you have to deposit crypto first in order to withdraw chips. So you cannot just cash out your stuff from your current CSGORoll coins. You still have to withdraw skins. That's a fact. What would you ascend your rank for? So that is the next question. 75% of them said that they are not willing to ascend, which they are not willing to reset their rank. 25% they are planning to ascend their rank for these lockpick chances. So if you were to ascend your rank, you can increase your lockpick chances up to 3 times, which is 15% instead of 5%, but you have to restart all over again. So majority of people say that they are not willing to do that. The next question, this is a pretty interesting question. What is their net worth? What is majority of the CSGORoll's net worth? 35% of them said that they do not have anything to their name. 43% say that they have or they are in debt with over 5,000 US dollars. So they are pretty much heavily in debt. I mean, $5,000 is pretty much 2 months of full-time salary, right? Probably some of them even have a heavier debt. 20% say that they are actually profitable. They have about $10,000 in liquid cash. This could be from CSGORoll or this could be from somewhere else. And 5% say that they have over 100k. Okay, so the next question is gonna be very interesting. Who made you care? Who made you come into CSGORoll? 21% of them said that it's from YouTubers, which we will mention later, which is the YouTubers that they are mentioning about. 25% of them says that it's from their friends or colleagues. 36% of them said that it's from their parents. 18% of them said that it's from marketing advertisements. So I can see a lot of people are not trying to admit because no parents would actually want you to gamble. So probably there's a lot of trolls here. But I can see they are mostly influenced by YouTubers or colleagues. I would say that this question is not that professional because I shouldn't have put the parents option over there. So I would say this is not that valid, but we'll see what is their favorite YouTuber that influenced them into CSGORoll later on. So next question is gonna be, what was your CSGORoll's level? So people who are actually in the Discord, they are above level 20. So level 20 to level 59, we have about 16%. Level 60 to level 80, we have about 41%. And above level 80, we have about 43%. So most of the people here, they are above the level of 60, and meaning every single day they should have been, or they should have wagered over 100k each. That comes to about $5,000 worth of house each, and every single day they should be opening about $5 or 5 coins every day. So that is pretty much the data I have collected. Okay, so the next question is gonna be, how much do you roughly make a day from dailies? This is pretty interesting question because it really clarifies on how people cherish dailies in CSGORoll, or how many people actually use CSGORoll dailies for their daily needs, to cash out skins for, you know, their daily necessities and stuff, you know. So they care about dailies because they have been making money or have been collecting money from the dailies itself. And now the Ponzi scheme have collapsed, definitely it means a lot to them. So 33% of them said they have been collecting 1 to 5 coins. 33% of them have been saying they have been collecting 5 to 15 coins dailies. 16% of them have been saying they have been collecting 15 to 50 coins, and 18% of them have been saying they have been collecting over 50 coins. So majority of people here have been collecting at least 5 coins per day in their dailies, and this is a huge portion in their community, because 70% of them, if they are collecting more than 5 coins a day, that is about thousands of coins being collected from CSGORoll, and probably that is the reason why it makes them unsustainable or unprofitable, that they have to shut this Ponzi scheme down. This is a pretty interesting cast as well. So there is actually 4 influencers in CSGORoll that I have known. So one is Juicy, next is Grim, we have Sparkles, and we have Addicted. So these 4 players, they are mainly the main contributors of CSGORoll. I mean, I normally have been promoting CSGORoll since the beginning, but he has stopped working with them for some time now, so I don't want to include him. Only he hasn't been promoting any gambling sites, so I do not include him as well. So whatever Kazlik, Messi, or whatever, these small YouTubers, I do not want to include them as well, because they are really small and they are not really that influential. So Juicy is one of them. Huge contributor, 50% of them voted Juicy, is their main influencers. 22% of them voted Grim, 11% of them voted Sparkles, and 17% of them voted Addicted. So Juicy is the main contributor or main influencers for CSGORoll as for today, or the data we have collected. So this is the next question, is would be, what's the first thing to do when Roll comes back? So this poll was posted when we were waiting for what's about to come next, and this vote is when people were panicking on the update. So majority of them said that they are willing to withdraw everything immediately. They do not want to use the site anymore, and 46% of them said that they would be opening their current dailies and see how it goes. Okay, the next question is gonna be, how do you earn your dailies from? So there is a way of them. There is 2 or 6% of them said that they earn their dailies from dice or plinko strategy. So there is a way you can farm dailies actually in CSGORoll, where you can basically roll dice for a like 50 times a shot. You know, there's a lightning mode or something, and you can farm it using the house age percentage. So if you have farmed through dice, and if the site survives for more than 3 years, you would basically make back your profit, and if it survives more than 3 years, that's pure profit afterwards. So 6% of them said they actually farmed through dice or plinko strategy, and 94% of them said that it's through gambling. So majority of the people here, they actually gamble through the house age, and they have, you know, did case battles and stuff, which is like crazy because it's literally 9% house age. Most people do not think wisely, because as a gambler you will most likely be irrational now about your behavior, and most likely you would just go with the flow, unlike thinking wisely. Maybe I will just take this time to share my story on how I know about CSGORoll. Basically, I've been a trader in Empire. I've been trading skins since the beginning, and I have seen people talking about CSGORoll through the chat, and with curiosity I actually visited the site. I found out about their dailies, and I have actually invested my money through dailies. I've actually invested or use the dice formula to grind to level 60, level 70. You know, I've actually spent my real money to basically did the farming, right? And so far I have made, you know, if you were to take into my accounts, you know, as you can see over here, dailies free, I have collected about $18,000 worth of dailies. In all honesty, some of these cash have been used to for case battles, so I would say it's somewhere around 12k that I profited from dailies, which is pretty cool actually, because I've invested way early, like 2 to 3 years ago. You know, I was pretty much a trader here. I have been trading in CSGORoll. I've been promoting CSGORoll as well way before, you know. So if you take a look at my profile, I have under affiliates, I have been making videos previously, and people actually deposited under my code. I have about $65 available funds, and I couldn't claim today because you know, they only like active influencer can claim it, but it is what it is. I'm just admitting that the things that I have done previously on CSGORoll, before I know about the Ponzi, before I saw Monarch's post on CSGORoll, right? I have basically been been a trader as well as a promoter. Not really a promoter, I just been making like short videos, putting my code there, you know, just opening dailies, videos. Like I have opened like 100 days of dailies through a video, and I've been posting it on YouTube Shorts. I have deleted all of them today, but I'm just trying to admit that I have done this before I know about the Ponzi. And the moment I know about the Ponzi, when Monarch talks about it, I immediately stopped. I immediately deleted everything. I quit as a trader over here. I stopped all my promotion and stuff, and basically from there on, I just stand with him. Whatever he says is real. You know, is real. Is actually real. So just be careful. It is not too late to find your path or find the people that you believe in. You just gotta take the move and follow the right people so that it can guide you through the way. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so the next question is gonna be a question where I'm asking the community, like, what do they think about the nerf, the 95% nerf? 40% of them think that the crypto or stock exchange have dumped, so they got liquidated, so they are not making money, and they are trying to use this strategy to like make it lose less money instead of you know, the situation where they are not making money. The 26% of them voted too many leeches. 34% of them voted the update was scheduled long ago, like they have pre-planned. So they think that majority of them think that it was because of some kind of financial loss that they make this update, which I totally agree. The covert conversion as well as the crypto stock exchange dump probably might be the reason why they are doing this. So there's this thing quite interesting, is that I'm asking a community, like, what do they know about this update? So 7% of them think that nothing has changed, which they probably haven't seen the update yet. 3% of them thinks that 5% nerf on dailies. 12% of them think that 50% nerf on dailies, and 95% of them thinks that there is a 95% nerf on dailies. So majority of the community, about 80% of them knows that there is a big nerf on the dailies, and 10% of them thought it's just a 50% nerf, where the other 10% didn't know what's happening. So it's really fast, and the changes is really drastic. Like I said, they are acting as if they are Valve. They make changes that quickly, and we are unable to respond based on their changes. They literally have a chat group over here. It's called the patch notes, where they always talk about some kind of bugs that is fixed, but they never talk about this update that's coming on. So why do you even create this, or why do you even bother creating this group in the first place if you're not telling us about this update so that we can be prepared for this kind of changes? I mean, for Empire itself, right? I mean, Monarch, I believe he has talked some things about the conversion change, such as like 0.67 US is one coin, has now changed to 0.6 or 0.7. I believe he has said something like that to the community before making these kind of major changes. At least communicate with your community before making these kind of changes. Like, come on, we are adults, right? You don't have to act as if you are Valve and treating us like peasants. Come on. So the next question is gonna be, what do you think will happen to CSGORoll in 3 months? Majority of them thinks that CSGORoll will revert the change. 44% of them thinks that CSGORoll will make another update similar to this, but will probably make it better. 8% of them thinks that they will do nothing. They will continue to operate. Okay, so the next question is probably gonna be quite important for Roll. What's your next prediction for Roll? 10% of them thinks that the business will continue to operate. 31% thinks that it will revert the change or update that they have made. 42% thinks that the customer will fall by 50%, which I think is 80 instead. 70% of them thinks that they don't really care. Okay, the next question is gonna be, if CSGORoll were to revert the update, if they were to revert the change, what could be the reason? 33% of them thinks that they are trying to bait users to ascend their rank. 14% of them thinks that they genuinely feel bad for their users. 52% of them think that they don't or they wouldn't make a change, which is actually true, because I have made an announcement that they are not planning to make a change. There is some kind of informant that they tried to DM I, and he said that he's not gonna revert the change. So probably we won't see a revert in this scenario. The next question is gonna be, how do they feel currently after this update? 71% of them feel betrayed, and 21% of them feel confused. Okay, there's also an interesting question like, how much do you want to be compensated for this update, which also known as the ascent, right? So 16% of them thinks that they should be compensated 500 to 1,000 coins. 30% thinks that they should be compensated 1,000 to 2,000 coins. 7% of them thinks that they should be compensated 2 to 5k, and over 64% of the applicant thinks that they should be compensated over 5,000 coins. So they are, majority of them, they are either trolls or they are actually people who invested a bunch of money. Okay, the next question is gonna be quite important as well. How much have you claimed from your dailies so far? Less than 1,000 coins, 32%. 1,000 to 10,000 coins, 28%. 10 to 25k, 28%, and over 25k we have 12%. Personally, for me, I have claimed about 18k, so I am at the 28% mark. Okay, the next question is gonna be, what is the best word to describe Roll now? 93% of them said it's a rug pull, which is gonna be our title, and 7% is gonna say it's mental. Next question is gonna be, do you love Roll? 47% of them say no after this update. 32% of them say there could be a revert, so maybe they still love it. And basically nobody said they love Roll for now. Okay, the next question is gonna be, did you rank up after the update? 70% of them say no. 30% of them said they received 30 worth of dailies, so people are still playing the site, but it's not as often or as curious as they would previously. Okay, the next question is gonna be, have you hit 0.01% on daily case before? 34% of them said yes, and 66% of them said no, they have not hit 0.01% before. So in order to find out 0.01, basically, if you have opened dailies for like 3 years, you should have opened at least one pop item in the dailies case. So the next question is going to be, what are you hoping now? Majority of them hope that they want to revert the change. The next question is going to be testing them about their knowledge. How long can you recoup your losses from dailies now? Previously, like in the video, it says it's 3 years, it's 1,000 days. So 12% of them still thinks that they can retrieve their house ages in 3 years. While 60% of the people thinks that it's now 60 years. Because of the 95% nerf now, it is 60 years to recoup your dailies from lockpicking. So majority of them knows what's happening, or at least more than 50% of them. Okay, so the next question is pretty interesting. So testing out their knowledge. What does 180 keys sound to you? 30 dailies or 180 dailies? 80% of them says that it's 30 dailies. They know what's happening, and 20% of them still didn't know what's happening, and they still think that it's 180 dailies. So that is basically what the community thinks about CSGORoll, and let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What are your thoughts on CSGORoll? Is this a good update? We know it's a bad update, but what are your opinions about this update? Do you think it's for the better because there are less leeches? Do you think that it's a bad update because you have been rug pulled? Let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.